Everyone, I'm here in a place of Manila called Mandaluyong, and there's a big river right across the street, and we're going to be crossing a bridge from Mandaluyong to a more urban part of Manila called Makati. And I'm going to show you views along the way. So actually it's quite hot today. I've only been here in the Philippines for about 2 weeks. And this is one of the hottest days I can remember here. There was a typhoon in the Philippines a few days ago, but this area was hardly affected. Okay, so I'm gonna cross the road here. Give you some views of the river. So this is called the Pasig River. Pasig River. And so far, I've enjoyed my time in Manila. So across the river is Makati, and as I mentioned, we're here in an area called Mandaluyong. And so there's a very interesting type of vehicle here called a jeepney. I didn't have time to explain when it was driving past, but so here in the Philippines you have all sorts of types of vehicles, though you don't see many buses, which I'm surprised about. I haven't actually ridden in a jeepney yet, but those are common public transport vehicles. Okay, so this here is a jeepney, this yellow vehicle. And we just saw another one passing. And I think I've never seen that in any other country, that type of vehicle. So, need to cross the street to be able to cross the bridge, because actually the stairs to get onto the bridge are on this side. And this here is some sort of police station slash fire slash ambulance area. And I noticed this a few days ago, and on the other side too. So there's flat tires on this ambulance, which basically makes it worthless. You can see here more sort of fire trucks. I don't know if this is now only a police area, or if they still use those vehicles. Okay, so we're about to cross some stairs. We're about to get on some stairs, be able to cross the bridge. And this here is some sign. I think it's in Tagalog, or maybe the more national dialect Filipino. I'm not sure which one that is. So here in this area of the Philippines, many people speak English, but I think a lot of them, their first language is Tagalog, a language called Tagalog. And apparently there's also a dialect called Filipino, and they are different, but somehow anyway, most people speak Tagalog. And when I tried using Google Translate for something, translate English into Tagalog, actually it seems Google doesn't have Tagalog, but Google has Filipino. So I'm not sure of the differences. Okay, so across the street you can see more buildings. Yeah, so we're on the bridge here, crossing the river. And this area of Manila I like a lot more than Mandaluyong. Coming into Makati. And personally, I think Makati is pretty interesting. So Philippines is definitely one of the cheapest countries I've been to, least expensive. Food is pretty cheap here. I think transport is cheap, even taxis are cheap. But if you want to get into the really urban area, you know, city center type, housing will be a bit expensive. But I think housing in the Philippines isn't that much compared to other countries in general. Okay, so we finished crossing the bridge. Now we're walking into just an area of Makati. And you can see there's lots of tall buildings in this area, much more than in the other area we were just in. And what's more, what was a little bit interesting to me is that there's a lot of American fast food, there's a lot of Chinese restaurants, and even I've seen a lot of people who look like they're actually from China, not just of Chinese descent, but actually, you know, from China and speaking, I think, in Mandarin. So, although there aren't many foreigners here, there do seem to be enough. And, you know, they're noticeable. Yeah, so there's some big truck putting cement down. Okay, here's another jeepney. Okay, we're gonna cross the street here. So coming down this area, there's a lot of hotels and a bunch of restaurants. And this here is a petrol slash gas station. I've never seen anything like this before, where the man presumably has to pull down on those and build up that way. I'm not sure why they would do it that way. And a bit down that way on this road, there's a bit of a financial sector section of Manila. And this man here on his motorbike, Honest Bee is a food delivery app. It's common to see that. Also, I saw it in Hong Kong as well. So, as I mentioned, the Chinese food. In this area, there's a lot of Chinese restaurants. And this here is some sort of mall that I go to often. Or, I've only been here a few times, but this is a nice mall inside. And in Manila, you see a lot of stray cats. Like this one here looks like a stray cat. See a lot of stray cats. I haven't really seen many stray dogs that I can think of. Some man trying to sell me, presumably, some fake shoes. Here's a man on the side of the road selling coconuts. And some man selling some knockoff watches and knockoff sunglasses. Here's a Korean restaurant on the right. So the most common foreign foods I've seen are American food, Chinese food, and Korean food. They're very common here. And I'll walk you to one more stoplight give you a bit more of a tour here. And these kind of vehicles here, some sort of delivery vehicle, you'll see them all over the place. A lot of restaurants have delivery people they hire to deliver food, and it's usually on a motorbike or motorcycle. I do find this logo to be pretty cool. Kung Fu logo. And yeah, so this is an area with a lot of restaurants, at least on this road. And as I mentioned, a bit further down this road is a sort of financial section of Manila. With really tall buildings there. I'm gonna go back to say hi to my friend. Wanna be in my video? This here is my friend. We met a few days ago, and he helped me. We found a cat on the road, and he helped me to take it to the animal hospital. And he's a deaf/mute man, but he's really nice. It was a little hard to communicate with him, but he's super nice, and he helped me find an animal hospital for a cat we saw that I think it got run over. Okay, and this restaurant here, Jollibee, I've seen a few in Hong Kong. Actually, Jollibee is a Filipino fast food restaurant. It's huge, and I think it's the biggest competitor to McDonald's in the Philippines. And this isn't actually originally from the Philippines, Jollibee. And now Jollibee is in other countries as well. Okay, and finally, I'll show you this here. Petrol station, McDonald's, and across the street there's a pharmacy. So this was a small tour going from Mandaluyong to Makati in Manila. I hope you enjoyed.